welcome back to the show. If you're new here, my name is Mitchell. In today's episode, I'll be talking about if you do this, you won't have competition. And I do these YouTube lives every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And so let's get right into it. So I'm going to be talking about a recap episode, which is fun-loving, easygoing relationships. And the slide is on being lighthearted and lively. All right. So love is playful and fun and never too serious. And have you ever noticed when women, they love to laugh. They love to laugh and they like to have fun, right? Girls just want to have fun. It's in a song, right? So the true essence of masculine energy is to remain calm, go after what they want, which is the purpose, the mission in life, right? Not being stifled by others around them, especially another woman, right? And how to make them feel around you is how they feel towards you, right? So a woman doesn't care how nice of a guy you are. You could be the nicest guy in the world. If she doesn't feel anything for you, she's not gonna, there's nothing you can do about it, right? So if you make them laugh and they will associate fun and being funny, you being funny with them or to them. Now, if your lady isn't having a good time with you or you're causing her more misery, what's up, Cynthia? Or you're causing her more misery than pleasure in her life, she will be looking for the exits. Now, if you're a lady and you're doing this, you're understanding, like, communicate. And I think that's one thing where sometimes women lack, right? And because I'm saying this from a place of, like, if you want to have a better relationship, it's not that just men have to work on becoming better themselves. You have to be better yourself too. So it means that you have to be willing to communicate. Now, you have to set and enforce healthy boundaries when you're communicating, right? Because not everybody that you want to communicate with, they're not all willing to listen. So those who is willing to listen, they will stay. Those who get frustrated, they get mad, they start yelling and blaming you and basically, quote unquote, gaslight you. Those are not the type of people that get to stay into your life, right? Listening is important also. Yeah, listening is a huge part of communication. And I feel like a lot of people forget that too as well. So anyways, so being playful as a guy, right? Being playful and females too, right? Not just me, but men and women. Be playful, have creative, right? Men, you set dates. You plan on doing something new and fun and exciting, right? So a big part of being in a relationship is being curious about the other person and seeing them grow, right? So it's like, well, what does that mean? It means that you as a person need to continue to grow. If you're stagnant and there's no circulation in your life, what do you think it's going to do to you as a person? That they don't see anything that's changing, and maybe you're regressing and you're not doing anything to better yourself, right? It's like, yes, I get it. You're making money. You're going towards something. Maybe you're buying a house, right? Whatever it may be, right? Some certain goal. But you as a person, you need to grow. It's not the money that makes you. It's what you do to make that money. That's important, right? Because otherwise, like, people can make money, right? Legally or illegally, right? There's ways of making money. But it's what you do that makes you more important, right? It's what difference you make in the world, right? Everybody makes a difference. It's just what type of difference you're gonna make. So if you're gonna live, I think, if you want an extraordinary life, the way to approach it is, are you going to make an impact onto someone else's life, right? So let's see. So be playful as a guy. Be playful. Be creative. Set dates. Plan something new. Take out on dates at least once a week or at least 3 times in a month, right? That's at the very bare minimum that you should do as a guy. Now, that might be asking for a lot, especially if you're like, she don't do this, she don't do that for me, right? But you have to understand that in any type of relationship, not just intimate relationship, any type of relationship, you're there to give, right? And when you're there to give, you're not just there to give like physical things that you like, basic necessities for them to live, right? But it's also understanding, like, talk to them, communicate with them. How's your day going? What you been up to? did you have a good time, right? So this morning I passed Donnie's moral video, so I needed it as helpful. I need it the most. Good, good. So now, when so for a guy, when your lady is feminine, that is when she feels the most attracted. Okay, when the lady is feminine, that's when her man feels most attracted to her, right? It's when she's feminine. Now, as a guy, I believe that you're supposed to be the one that leads that interaction into her feeling more feminine so that she could open up mentally and physically to you, right? So, as a guy, I didn't set this, all right? That's how things are. And so you take the lead in the relationship. You take the lead. Men who are weak and use logic and reasoning to justify his action expresses too much feminine energy. You ever notice when a guy complains and he talks a lot? That's feminine energy coming out. And I'm not saying that guys can't be feminine and they can't talk about the feelings and all that. But it's like, she's only going to take your bullshit for so long until she's going to be like, damn, you literally just not bullshitting me. You just full of shit. Because I don't see any type of change. I don't see any type of action. All you do is go to work, come back home, and complain about the same shit. Like, I don't see you doing anything better, right? You need to do better. So now it's just going to cause her to not feel safe in a relationship with you. She's not going to feel safe, right? So a part of masculine energy is being confident. And when you're confident, you're direct. You let them know what you want. Yeah. But he's nice though. That's good. That's good. So he has good intention. Yeah. So men who are weak, they like to use logic and reasoning, right? It's like, this is why. And okay, you know what? When a woman says like, damn, like I want to see you more, basically, or like, I want to go, do X, Y, and Z with you. It's just that she's saying that she wants more time with you, right? And when you're doing things right, she's gonna want to see you all the fucking time. That's her nature. It's her nature to want to feel her man, right? Because she feels you. Now, it's gonna be completely different when it's a guy be like, hey, how come I don't see you anymore? You're gonna be like, damn, like I already don't want to see you, but now you're just reinforcing this whole idea of I really don't want to see you now. Like just give me more space now that you're acting more needy and insecure, right? So, and that's why a guy that doesn't really have his mission and his purpose and his focus together, he's going to put his priorities and his attention into other places that it's going to cause her to be repulsed by you. What's up, Mickey? How you doing? So, and what does this mean? It means that man must be who he is, not what others think he should be. Okay? Now, it means that you remain in your masculine. It doesn't mean that you can't ever tap into your feminine. I'm just saying that you remain in your masculine. It means that you don't vacillate between feminine and being masculine. Because the more you do that, the more she's going to test you, right? The more masculine you are, you imagine that you're this guy. You're cool, you're calm, you're collected. And then out of nowhere, you're like, fuck. And you start bitching and complaining. And you start moaning about things that's not done and how come your job is not the way you want it to be and you feel stuck in life, right? It's like you got to find a way out. You got to figure things out. You got to better yourself, right? People don't pay you for the time, right? They pay you for what the value you bring into the marketplace. So it's like, what value do you offer, right? And it's like, if you think about it, most people think that, they stay at this consistent job, they make little incremental like raises. That is great. It's great. But a lot of people don't believe in themselves into doing something a little bit more, right? They believe that like this is safe, this is more secured. I won't get laid off. Like the money's gonna be consistent, and it's great for a while. But then in that time, continue to do more than what others ask of you. Do you think women ask too much in relationship? Your ex. We're gonna see you more often. You're gonna do what I tell you. You have. Wait. Example. We gotta see you more. You gonna do what I tell you to. You have to treat me right. You must listen to us. Those are examples. Those sound like more obligations and demands. Yeah. And it's like there's different ways to approach that, right? So in a feminine, that feels very masculine. That's very direct. They're telling them what they want, right? But instead, you could be like, I love it, right? I love it when you spend more time with me, right? I love it when you do this, and you give them hints and you show them like, this is what I would like to feel more of you. Yeah, those are examples, right? And it's because women do express their needs, but they express their needs in ways where men see it as, what do you mean? I do this already, right? So then when he says something like that, it's like, well, you're not really understanding on his perspective. Yeah, I understand that I saw you, but I just, can't help but I just want you a little bit more. And it's because you're saying that you want more of his time. You want more of his energy, right? Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be saying none of that shit. So also, it's important when guys say like, damn, when they see that the woman's saying things like that, that it is critical for them to understand that she's not just complaining, but it's important for him to understand that, look, she just wants more of your time. She just wants to feel more of your masculine energy, and that's totally okay. It's like, imagine how much problems like people have in relationships. Most people get into a relationship, they don't even have sex. They have a sexless marriage for over 6 months to a year. It's crazy, right? And just imagine if you did everything correct. She will want it more than you. She will want sex more than you. Is that a better problem to have than not having anything at all? That's a better problem to have, right? So, stop vacillating in between. No. Not in dramatic ways when I ask. Yeah, as long as when you ask, right? But it's also, so remember when I was saying that men and women communicate differently? And so when a woman says that, it is up to the guy to take initiative and to understand that, hey, when she's saying that, she's not bitching and complaining. She is just saying that I want more of your time, right? Because what would you rather have? A woman that ignores you and don't want to be with you and like want somebody else, right? Because, me and my coach always said, if you don't date and court your woman, eventually some other man will. Now, going to the meat at the topic, which is have something you love doing, right? Coach Corey Wayne, I want to start off with a quote that he said. He says, I have something to do. Okay, so he is comfortable being alone because he loves and values his time more than he values or needs the approvals of other people. He knows that as long as he is happy with himself and in his life, he has all the approvals he's ever need. He doesn't really need approval from other people, right? So it's important that if you do this, you don't have any other competition. Slowly, Coach Corey Wayne. Coach Corey Wayne. If you watch his videos, he just looks like a regular bald white dude in his 50s that you're like, what does he know? And to doubt him is you're gonna lose out a lot, right? But yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best. So anyways, those who are interested will stay and those who don't won't, right? So in other words, you must find your own community, right? Because there's going to be people that's going to want to listen to what you have to say. And there's other people that's going to be like, you're full of shit. Okay. So now, going back to have something you love doing, you must to learn to love and fall in love with your own company first. Because if you don't love yourself, how is other people going to find a way to even love you, right? And what I mean by that, it's because people's like, yeah, I love myself. I take care of myself. I pamper myself, right? It's like, yeah, but those are all surface things. Like, are you really okay being alone? And do you enjoy doing that? And I'm not saying that you're doing it alone because you don't have other people around, but it's like you love to have other people around. And it's great that when they are around, they're a benefit to your life. But if they're not, you're also having a great time, whether it's in public or in private, right? Those are very important things. So because I see a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I love myself, and they just doing the things on their own because they're just lonely and they don't really have anyone, right? Now, it is better to be alone than in bad company. I understand that, right? But it's also important to really love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to be fun to be around with. You're not going to be easygoing. You're going to complain a lot. There's always going to be something else, right? So find that first before trying to find it in somebody else, okay? You must learn to love and fall in love with your own company first, because people love to be around others who enjoy themselves. Now, whether or not you share the same values, if your values are aligned, that's something else. That's something that you have to figure out when you get to know them, right? But in the meantime, all you have to do is really just focus on yourself, right? Eat better. I know I'm gonna say this a million times, okay? Eat better physically, right? Take care of your health. Mentally, like listen, read books. If you don't want to read books, listen to an audiobook. If you don't want to do that, just listen to podcasts. At least you're going to pick something up. Like, I sleep when I don't love myself, then figure out how to solve the problems when you wake up. Yeah, sometimes you have to take a step back. But no. Boyfriend number 2. Yeah, sometimes you got to take a step back so that you can move forward a lot quicker, right? Because there's times where I'm like, yeah, there's no point of me just staying in front and just pushing out things that doesn't make any sense. Like, there was a time when I was doing this slide, I was like, yeah, it's not that, it's starting to not make sense. So I deleted it, I went to sleep, took a nap, came back out, and I was like, I feel a lot better, right? I had dinner. This was yesterday. I had dinner. I was like, all right, back at it again, because there's no point keep pushing forward if everything's like, I have this brain fatigue, right? I'm just tired. So anyways, now having values align, all these, it's important, right? Like, there's certain friends that I find like they're good friends, they're cool people, but guess what? They like to do different things, right? And they're not into the things that I like. So I have to understand that even though they are good people, our values are not aligned. Like, they love going out to raves, they love drinking a lot, and I'm like, that's just not what I like to do, and that's not what I want to do. And the vibes, sometimes it's different, and the vibes are different from me. I don't want to go raving. If I had to go out, I would go to a club, and I like to dance, right? I like to dance to hip hop music. That's what I enjoy. I don't like raving. That's not something that I totally enjoy. And a lot of people like that, and that's good on them. But it's not for me. I tried it. It's cool, but it's not amazing, right? So I just don't go to those places, right? Now, so like I said, do things that's healthy for you, right? If you wish to have a lasting relationship with yourself and the other person. So, like I said, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, exercise, right? Exercise your mind, continue to learn, read, learn more, podcast, whatever it is, right? And here's the thing too, like if this is not for you, then there's nothing that I can do, right? Like, I can only help those who are willing to help themselves. So let's get into how to be more feminine for a woman. How to be more feminine. I forgot to write this down, but this is by Sadia something. I forgot. I should have wrote it down. It's my mistake. But shout out to her. Okay, so she did this one episode on how to be more feminine, and I thought it was really, really interesting, right? And she talked about, well, how do women be more into their feminine to be more attractive to men? Now, men will be men regardless, right? Regardless, men will be men. But as long as you're more into your feminine, you have more opportunities. You have more. You have more of abundance. Already, you have a lot of guys. Like, if you're a woman of beauty, even if you're consider yourself average, you're going to have guys trying to talk to you all the time, right? But if you level yourself up and becoming more feminine, right, you're going to be that much more attractive to men. especially masculine men that find you more attractive, right? So, number one, she talked about how to remain in touch with your true needs. You got to remain in touch with your true needs, right? Instead of pushing people away, right? Because saying things like, oh, I could do this by myself, like I don't need other people's help. It's like part of, like, if you say things like that, like I don't need you, it's like, well, then what good is a guy in your life? If he constantly say, I don't need this, I don't need a man, right? I don't need this guy to do this for me. And it's like, okay, well, eventually y'all need each other, especially if you want certain things, right? You're gonna need each other. So, and as a guy, right? And I see that, and it's by breaking her down in a sense, right? By listening to her, by understanding her. It's like, I love how you could take care of yourself, right? How you could take care of yourself on your own. All I'm saying is that my presence should make you feel good about you being yourself. That's it. Right? Where you could be silly and act stupid and goofy, and your hair could be a mess. I don't care. Your makeup could be smeared all over your face. I don't even give a shit if you got a booger sticking out, right? I'll point it out. I won't pick it out. But I'll be like, it's not going to bother me that much because I get it. It's reality. Not everybody looks like Instagram, right? Everybody's showing the best image of themselves. So feminine energy is about being able to accept and allow, right? Being able to accept and allow, especially if you need some help. And like a guy, our job is to, number one, like, we like to fix things. You ever notice? I've said this a million times. You give us a problem that has happened, we're gonna tell you this is what you need to do to go fix it. Why aren't you fixing it? Kind of like the whole, like, there's a needle in your shoulder, right? And be like, well, if you pull that shit out, you're gonna feel a lot better. So it's like, yeah, I get that there's a needle in here. Okay, there's a nail in here. What I want to do is I want to talk about that needle in there, and then I'll take it out. And so that's something that men have to understand too as well, that you just gotta listen. You just gotta listen, right? Make her feel heard, make her feel understood. She's gonna love you more, right? But on top of that, you have to, as a woman, you have to learn to accept and allow. Because woman's true needs is to love and be loved. And that's our basic human needs too as well. But woman's true needs to love and be loved, right? It's nurturing. It's part of it's part of femininity. So one of the biggest mistakes in relationship is for women is when they're not communicating enough of their needs, her needs. Okay, let's see. Let's take a break. Let me read. I can't have a boyfriend seeing me looking like that. Hey, shit, it happens. You're not gonna be presenting yourself all great all the time, right? I don't show the best pic of me. What are you talking about? Well, some people do, okay? Cynthia, some people do. I don't even like showing your body. Jordan, let me ask you this. Why don't you like showing your body? Why? Why not? Why? Okay. Let's see, where was that? So one of the biggest mistake in a relationship for a woman is her not communicating her needs. It's different from being in an argument, because when you argument and you're yelling and screaming at each other, it's just that you're fearful of something, right? But it's communicating your needs. And the example that she gave was, a lot of women out there now, it's like, even though she really, really wants to see a guy, she's gonna be like, well, no, I'm not gonna ask him, because if he really wanted to see me, he will ask me. But part of feminine energy is to chase the guy, right? Is to see if he will be interested in you, especially if you are interested in him, right? And he showed those type of behaviors where he is interested in you, but just because he's not talking to you, it doesn't mean that you can't go and chase him. Because this word chase is like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm needy. I don't want to seem like I'm this. But it's like, well, that's going against how you truly feel, right? Because feeling is more feminine energy. You ever notice when a guy feels too damn much and he projects all his feelings to you, and when he's not ready for it, when you're not ready for it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm not really that interested in you like that, right? But when it comes to feminine energy, part of your needs is to communicate some of the needs that you want. And some of the needs is like, yeah, I want to see you. This is what I want to do. Like, communicate that. At least show it at least hint it to him at the very least, right? But you pull that away and you hold that, and then what do you get? You get upset, right? I've been wanted to see Jimmy life. That's gonna be a hard chase. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now, though. All right. So, and that's why you have to set certain boundaries, right? Woman. So here's what I see in women, right, and men. So women's fear is to not find another good man, right? Whereas most men, their fear of not even finding a woman, right? So it's like, really, their standards are kind of like, damn, it's kind of low for guys. It's like most guys out there, they're just gonna be like, damn, I wish a woman would just give me any type of attention. I just wish some girls would just give me attention, right? But it's not about wishing, it's about doing, right? It's like doing to be better, right? So Jordan, you said you feel insecure. Like, why do you feel insecure? Like, what is causing you to feel that type of insecureness? And so men, yeah. And so when you have this type of whole like separation, this division, right? A lot of people like to turn their heads and say like, yeah, we don't really need each other, right? We don't believe in each other, right? We don't need this. So that's why two good people that work on themselves and hone their natural essence, they end up in great relationships. They end up in great relationships, especially when I'm trying to understand not only myself, but I'm also trying to understand the other person as well, right? I'm trying to understand her, what her language is, so that when she says something, I get to translate that and be like, okay, I gotta understand that sometimes she's speaking in womanese, and I gotta understand that, right? And it's not to be upset like, damn, why do you always want me all the time? Like, I'm busy. Can't you see I'm busy too? It's like, I'm not gonna say that. Like, her wanting your presence is a good thing, right? It's a good thing. But you also have to understand like the intention behind that. It's like, is she asking for your attention all the time because she got nothing going on for her life? Like, she should have some things going on as well. And that's why having similar goals and similar values is so important to a relationship. Okay? So, now, it may be because you've been hurt before and opening up to the other person feels a little bit too vulnerable, right? Because you don't want to express your needs as a woman. You're like, well, you're holding back. So what happens then, right? So a huge part of feminine energy is to open up to receive love. And that's how you receive a man's masculine energy, by communicating the needs that you want, right? So that when you feel his masculine energy, it's both mentally and physically stimulating for you, right? Because if you're mentally open up to him, chances are you're going to be physically open up to him too as well. So, because when you don't communicate, when you stop communicating to the guy, right? And I mean communicating, and you have, so it also means that when you communicating, you have to learn how to communicate a little bit better, right? Instead of saying, damn, how come you never do? That's not communicating, okay? That's something else. But when you communicate, when you don't communicate your needs, you teach people the wrong ways on how to love you. You teach them the wrong ways of how to love you, right? And what makes femininity attractive to men is when you take care of yourself and other people as well, right? Give me one sec. Oh, it's 12:30. Okay. It's being nurturing, it's being kind, it's being caring, it's relationship, it's bonding, right? But as time has went on, these traits have started to become more like flaws rather than something that should be more cherished. Because it's like, if someone's like, damn, she's so nurturing, she's so kind, caring, relation, like, some people have some compassion and empathy and be like, damn, like, that's a very kind person. But other people might see that as weakness. If I see that, that's something you want to hold on to, right? That's something that you want to cherish. That's not a fucking flaw, to have someone that's kind and caring, right? What's also hard for you too, Cynthia, because it feels like you have to play both roles, right? And it's like, if they don't have a masculine figure in their life, right, for your twins, it's gonna be difficult for them to grow up and treat women the way they should be treated. So they have to learn more on their own too as well. It's like when they get older, like present them this is how you treat women, this is how you, like, show them books, right? I wish I read this book in my late 20s to early 30s. It's like if I would have had this book in my teens, oh my god, the things would have been totally different, right? Yeah, because you don't want to show the weakness, right? When which they don't see my boss looking at me like, why are you crying, right? It's like this, and and that's another important thing. You have to let those feelings go. You have to feel it to heal it, right? If you don't feel it and you keep saying like no 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 no, you're never feeling those type of emotions. So it's important to feel what your emotions are, right? So let those out. Let those out. Okay. Now, back to the more on the guy side, right? On the masculine side. The whole idea is to enjoy your own company. Okay, that's the title. So when you're out with your friends and you're having a good time and things feel like it's flowing, it should flow naturally, right? The most important thing as a guy, and let's say you're a single guy, right? The most important thing is that you're there to have fun, and you see someone, you find them a little bit interesting, you're like, damn, she's attractive, she's interesting, I want to get to know her a little bit more, right? Then you go up and you approach and you're straightforward about it, right? Like, damn, oh my god, wow, you're absolutely gorgeous. Like, what's your name? What's your name? And this is where you sit back and you see whether or not she's interested in you, into getting your name, because you asked her for, like, oh my god, you're absolutely gorgeous, what is your name? What is your name? She's gonna be like, hi, my name is whatever. You'd be like, hey, nice to meet you, blank, right? And then you don't volunteer your name. If she's interested, she's gonna ask. If she's not interested, she's not gonna ask. Okay? Or maybe at the very least, she might ask just to be polite. You wouldn't tell him your name, right? But if it's someone that's really, really, you find someone that's really interesting, you're gonna want to tell them your name, right? If someone was like, hi, my name is Jungkook. Someone was like, hi, my name is Jungkook. Well, you're gonna be like, hi. You're not gonna be like, hi, my name is Jordan. You're not gonna say that. Okay, today I'm being soft with them, later probably tough on them again. It's important to it's okay, Tracy, it's okay. Glad that you're here. So yeah, like going back to your kids, right? Okay. A girl got stabbed and killed because she said no to a guy anyway. See, and that's another thing. A guy doesn't know how to take no for an answer, and he is not emotionally regulated, so he has to go to violence, right, to the extreme to get something that he wants because he doesn't know how to contain himself. It's like, that's a bitch in itself. It's tragic what happened, but it's like women have to really protect themselves, right? And they don't feel safe and secure, especially after hearing that. Are you gonna feel like you're gonna feel safe, right? Most women will give you their number as a guy. Like, they will give you their number just so that they could turn you down later because they don't want to deal with the nonsense, right? It's as soon as you tell them your name, it's so beautiful, right? Because if you tell them your name, you're like, hi, my name is Jungkook. What's your name? Hi, my name is Jordan. Nice to meet you, Jordan. What brings you here today? Whatever it may be, right? So anyways, let's go back. So, so you say absolutely gorgeous. You ask her for a name. You don't volunteer your name. And then you ask her interesting questions. Questions that she may want to answer or she finds difficult to answer, right? And it's this example, right? Like, damn, like, where do you get that beautiful ass smile from, right? And it's like, love is playful and fun, right? Love is playful and fun, and it always starts out very casual, right? Where do you get that beautiful ass smile from, huh? And then she's gonna be like, and she doesn't know what to say, and she's gonna be like, what? Was it your dad? Was it your mom? Like, did you make it yourself? What's going on, right? And especially if you find him interesting already, you're gonna have this intense attraction towards him, right? So then all he has to do, you're right, asking some questions here and there, and then he just asks you some straightforward. You're like, do you like coffee? Like, when's the next time you're available? Like, are you from here? And you say, yes, I am. No, I'm not. Whatever it is. It's like, well, when's the next time you're available? Are you free next week? I'd love to, like, there's something about you. I'd love to take you out to dinner. I want to get to know you a little bit more. What do you think he means when he says that? Does he want to be your friend? No, absolutely not. So the whole idea is to put your intentions out there as a guy. Put your intentions out there, right? Now, if she says, oh no, I have a boyfriend, whether it is true or not. So as you tell me, maybe. Everybody has their own approaches, all right? Some people use pickup lines. And look, I think pickup lines work as long as she already finds you interesting, okay? So now she says, like, okay, if she says, oh, I have a boyfriend, whether or not it is true or not, just back away. All you have to do is just be like, damn, he's a very lucky guy. Like, how long you guys been together? 2 years, 3 years, 3 months, right? Be like, well, he's a very lucky guy, right? And that's it. And then just be like, well, it's a pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a great day, or I hope you have a great night, whatever time setting is, right? So just back away and respect that, because at the end of the day, you want to acknowledge those type of good behaviors by having people, because if she does have a boyfriend and she's turning you down, even though she finds you interesting, that's a good person. That's a good person. That's someone that's loyal, that's staying loyal, right? I'll make sure I look messy and crazy in this, so nobody will look at you. Should also smell like shit and walk around. Ain't nobody wanna, right? Ain't nobody gonna wanna fuck with that. So no, don't walk out smelling like you never taken a shower before. So now what I'm saying is the place should be coming from a non-invasive place, but being intentional with your intentions. Like, I'm here to try to get to know you. I want to get to know you. Am I right or am I right? So showing her that you're interested in getting to know her some more, right? So the mindset is anybody you meet. So as a guy, the mindset is anybody you meet should feel like your presence is a blessing to them, right? And in their lives. And what you have to offer, right? And that is what you have to offer, right? But it's not something that you would tell the other person, but it's just more the mindset, like, damn, my presence should be a blessing to other people. Why? Because you've been working hard on yourself, right? You put in the work, whether it's at the gym, you eat well, you stay consistent. Like, these are not easy disciplines to do. But if you continue doing that and you take care of yourself continuously, right, by sticking to a plan too as well, right? Whatever your goal is, whatever physical goal you have, and you're a nice person, and you're attractive, holy shit, you'll be smelling like strawberry shortcakes. And you just want to, see, you're out there telling people I'm a snack, see? I'd be smell like Dior. Like the, wait, hold on. I can't, like that one, Dior? Unless they have a female version of perfume. Anyways, no, Demons do it. Oh, okay. So, showing her that you're interested in getting to know her more. The mindset is anybody that you meet, it's like, why wouldn't they want to meet you? You're a fucking amazing ass person, right? You're a blessing to them, right? But it's not like an ego, like, damn, I'm better than you. It's more like, hey, why wouldn't they benefit from having you in their life, right? And if they don't feel like you're a benefit in it, that's cool, because I know other people will find me more beneficial in their lives, right? And she should be also a benefit into your life as well, because let's be real, nobody wants to be a babysitter. So if you can't, so you can't lose if you're having a good time. So at the end of the day, you can't lose if you're having a good time, right? This whole idea of going out there, enjoying yourself, right? You're having a good time no matter what. And then let's just say you're out there, you're a guy, and you're just talking to this lady, this female, and a bunch of guys just try to like bombard you and go in and try to like basically cock block you in a sense, right? You're just gonna stand there and you're just gonna be like, damn, this is interesting, right? And it's like you're just gonna be observed. It doesn't mean you leave. It means that you're gonna be there to observe. You're gonna be like, okay, so this is how this interaction goes, right? And you could say something smart and witty. You'd be like, damn, like you trying to get into her pants, huh? And let's see on whether or not he knows how to whether he crumbles or he comes back with an insult or something, right? Because most of the time, if you already know what you're doing as a guy and you're seeing this type of behavior already, it's like they don't know what to do. And then when people don't know what to do, they usually resort to violence, right? If that's what they normally do. At the point I'm running, what are you running from? So now, anyways, if you can't lose if you're having a good time, right? You can't, because at the end of the day, you're gonna do it regardless. So because you did what you did to get her, right? And you're going to do that same exact thing because that's what you're gonna do to keep her. Now, other men wouldn't even compare because they haven't done what you've done. They haven't done nearly. They haven't read books. They haven't educated themselves, and they're just out there like throwing shots in the dark. And you're like, damn, this has been practicing in the lab constantly, right? So other men, they won't even compare. Now, on top of that, you're gonna be more confident. You're gonna have this more abundance mindset. When you have a more abundance mindset, and women know that other women find you attractive, you're going to be that much more attractive. Ain't no woman out there wants to have a guy that be like, damn, ain't nobody want that guy. Damn, anybody could get that guy at any moment. He is always available, whether you need him to clean out your toilet or something, or you want him over because you just want some sex. Like, do you want that guy? Probably not, right? You're always going to be more attractive if she knows that you have more options available. That's it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be not loyal, okay? But it's also very important. Well, I mean, you. But Jordan, let's be real. Do you want a guy that ain't nobody want that guy? He never worked on his. He's just here because he made it past the goalie, okay? And he just so happened he didn't stop taking care of himself. Didn't really do anything, right? Maybe he's nice. He's a nice guy. He's nice, okay? Ain't nobody want him though. How do you feel? How do you feel? So, other men wouldn't even compare, right? You're gonna be more confident. You have a more of an abundance mindset. And sure, if it will suck if she leaves, but you already have enough options, right? Yeah, you already have enough options. You know that eventually you're going to find someone better. Oh, there's another BTS army in here, Cynthia. That's your crowd. That's your crowd. Who's your bias? So sure, it will suck if she leaves, but you already know you have enough options, and eventually you're gonna find someone better. And while you acquire those type of options, it's not that you're out there looking for those options, neither. It just comes to you naturally. You just attract those. It's easier to attract than to constantly chase, right? So you're gonna acquire those options, and your main focus is to focus on your purpose, focus, and not on momentarily or temporary pleasure. That's not the thing, because the more you postpone temporary pleasure and you focus on your purpose, the more pleasure you're going to have in the future. So this is how and why you should remain in your masculine. This is how, right? By focusing on your goals, focusing on your purpose, and the rest will come later, right? Delaying instant gratification is the concept that most people cannot adopt. And while most people are working towards the quote unquote this thank God it's Friday type of mindset, how many people in here, they're like, damn, today's my Friday, or I can't I can't wait, or thank God today is Friday. Yeah, like today's Friday, tomorrow's the weekend. I can't wait to have fun. I can't wait to have fun, right? Those are the people that are out there seeking temporary pleasure. Why can't you enjoy every day as a Friday? Why not? Yeah, some days are a little bit busier, right? Some days might not be as good as the other days, but it doesn't mean that you can't have this quote unquote Friday every day, because every day is a good day. Every day is a good day, right? Why? So, love is playful and fun, okay? And it's never too serious. And going back to her, you're also going to be always judging her level of interest by her actions, okay? People say a lot of things. People say a lot of things. That's why you always got to bottom line their actions, okay? Whether it's a guy, whether you're a girl, woman, man, whatever it may be, you can always bottom line someone's actions, right? It's not what they say they will do. Because if you go in with the mindset of, I'm going to have fun now, I'm just going to have fun, right? You will enjoy yourself. So the main idea is that no matter where you are, you can only become better, right? Without being bitter and comparing yourself to other people. And with that, you can always be better. Like there's no cap to being better. And I was talking about enjoying the process, right? Like, so here's an example. The process of me enjoying the song, that it's a dance that I've been trying to focus on for a little bit. I haven't really been as disciplined or dedicated into learning this dance, but I recently kind of got back into it. And it's one dance. This is not like a TikTok dance neither. So it's gonna take me a little bit longer time. It's longer. I think it's a little over a minute long. It's okay. I don't speak. I just I just remembered the first time. I wish I recorded it too. I remember the first time when I was doing this dance, and I was like, man, like this dance feels so fucking weird. Like it just feels weird, and I just had to remember that, like, it's movements that I'm not used to doing. Okay, even though like there's a lot of it in there that I'm used to. Okay, I'm used to moving towards the right because I'm right-handed, right? So spinning towards the right and all that, it's easier for me. But this choreographer, he's more of a lefty, so he does a lot of left-handed things. So it's like when I'm doing this dance, I'm like, it's so difficult. I was like, it feels weird. Oh, what dance are you into right now? I'm paying attention. It's a dance. I don't want to give it away yet, but it's a dance, and I don't feel comfortable doing it. I don't. Like, even when I recorded myself, I was like, yeah, it's kind of, you need a lot of time, right? You need a lot of time. And even I have a feeling that even once I know how to, like, me as a dancer, I need to feel like I could do this dance at any step. Like if I forget, like if you be like, all right, Mitchell, jump in, I need it. I could catch on right away. Better be something interesting. This is more so for me though. It's more so for me. But what I'm saying is, it's the process, right? It's the process of like really enjoying this. It's the process of really understanding that damn, I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time enjoying doing what I'm doing, right? And if I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I have no competition, because my focus is not to be better than that person. My focus is to be better than what I did yesterday, right? How can I do it better than the last time that I did it, right? Like that's my main focus, because I just want to be a better dancer in that sense. I never really compared myself to other people. Although I did compare, I'm like, damn, like that's a type of movement that I should probably incorporate a little bit more, because that looks better than what I do, right? I remember even when I started dancing, and my dances were very small, as in I was afraid to move my hands. Like I would do something like this as opposed to like this, right? And when you're dancing and you're showcasing yourself, like it's important to be bigger, to show that you're confident in your dances. So most people, they don't feel confident. They like to keep things smaller, and that's why even with people that's like out and they're crossing their arms, I find myself crossing my arms sometimes too, but I'm covering up my emotional center right now, right? But if I'm covering myself up, it means like I'm feeling uncomfortable. So in order to feel a little bit more comfortable, I'm like this. Or I may or may not take out my phone, right? I try to stay away from those type of actions because I'm like, instead, let me try to get out of that comfort or uncomfortable way of always just taking out my phone or crossing my arms by actually communicating to some people. And by doing so, I'm building myself up, and I'm like, okay, this is more the way to approach things, right? So I don't know how to explain it. It's just that the feeling that I get when I slowly become better, and it's the competition is within myself, and I'm just trying to focus on becoming better. People will follow, and the others that don't, they won't, and that's just the facts, and that's just the facts. And so by focusing on what you need to do, especially if you're a woman, you want to hone your feminine energy, right? By opening up more, right? How to be more feminine. So that leads me to my summary, which is have something you love doing, right? You must learn to fall in love with your own company first before anybody else. It is better to be alone than in bad company. Slide number 2. How to be more feminine. Woman's true needs is to fall in love and be loved, right? One of the biggest mistakes in a relationship for women is her not communicating her needs, right? Explain your needs to the guy that you want. What are some of your needs? And see how he reacts, right? Is he a guy that understands what you're saying is that you're not just complaining, is that you just want him a little bit more, right? And the whole idea is to enjoy your own company, right? The whole idea is to enjoy your own company. So, if you find her interesting, go out, go talk to her, ask her for a number, be upfront, be intentional with your intentions. Okay. So, and you can't lose if you're having a good time. Okay. You just can't lose, because at the end of the day, you're going to do it regardless. At the end of the day, you're still going to do it regardless. So how are you going to lose? You didn't really lose anything. You just didn't gain what you wanted, right? So it's not really a loss. So it really depends on how you see things in the world. But in the meantime, continue to always become better, right? I highly suggest that you pick up a book, you educate yourself, have some discipline, okay? Don't eat pizzas all the time, okay? Jordan, you said you're a little insecure of your body, whatever that means to you, right? What are you willing and going to do to get to where you want to be? And with that being said, I got to end this show a little bit early. I got a dentist appointment. So I'll catch you guys all on the next YouTube Live. And that's going to be next week. So I'll see you guys. See you guys next week. And thank you for your time again. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay, peace. Bye.